Alrighty, guys, we're back. Thanks for waiting. Took a little bit of a break there, but we are good to go now. I need to find where I stashed this game, so bear with me. Now it has been a minute. This doesn't look like Engage. Yeah, so we are actually continuing Danganronpa Another 2, Natalie. I am tearing myself away from Engage so that we can make progress on another game. As always, I am never sick of playing Engage, but I do want to play Danganronpa Another 2, so it's not like I'm sacrificing playing something enjoyable. Like, we're just switching gears to something else that's enjoyable. So, anyways, without further ado, let's do a little recap of Danganronpa Another 2. Oh, whoops. We are at the first class trial. The stupid kid with the afro was the first victim. Really weird situation because they saw him alive, and then he died. Like literally seconds later, he was killed above them because he was strung up to that bell tower, remember? So, I'm curious to see who did it. The game, they're too obvious for it to be them. Character right now is the ultimate hostess, who's my favorite character. So I really hope that it's not her. Oh, I'm gonna have a hard time with these names. I actually do not remember a lot of these names. There's some weird situations going on with those twins. The one that seemed like she was really soft-spoken and kind is actually, like, controlling and mean. There was that whole party event that took place, and the people left behind at the party, it kind of has to be one of those that did it. You thought I was gonna say the two obvious ones are this guy and the mastermind? You hate twins in games so much. Well, this is Sugar and Spice. I am not sure if these ones are going to be done well. I feel like they're both conniving and evil. Who knows? Anyway, the people that were left behind, the people that stayed late drinking at a party, it was the billiards player, the two men, like the two like macho men. Is one of them a lawyer? I can't remember. No. Firefighter and boxer. There we go. You like Sugar and Spice? Uh-oh. No, you don't, Matt. You're wilding. Actually, Spice is not bad, but Sugar was super annoying. Who else stayed? The, that really nice girl with, like, the fur on her school uniform. The actress. That's her name, the actress. And then the hostess. And then the little kid that ended up dying. Stupid astronaut man, which I don't see how that one could be an astronaut at all. But anyways, those are basically the prime suspects. Everybody else is probably not, so they're just gonna be along for the ride in the trial. Oh, you found our Lisa emotes. So you're sticking around for the game, Trooper. We'd love to see it. Alright, we're gonna load our game. This should be a good trial. Should we review the... Let's look at the... Let's check out the profile, shall we? So this is our main character. We don't really know much about her. I don't remember the investigation details super well either. So we'll look at our bullet points before this trial starts. Right, so this is the ultimate guitarist. This one we thought was super nice, but she's actually, like, was very mean when she was drunk, and then she seems to have, like, an underlying viciousness to her. This one was the one that was aggressive from the get-go, and then started to lose her mind because of the situation that they're all in. How old are they supposed to be? High school students. This is Yuri Kagarin. He's the one that died. We're kind of grateful because he was awful and he hated men. This is probably best boy, if I'm being honest, the firefighter. He's really stupid around girls, though, which is totally just awful, and I hate that they keep using this trope. I would be upset if he was the killer. This guy is out of his fucking mind. He's also way older than everybody else. He stabbed us during the prologue because he didn't know the rules of the killing game, and now he just kind of is stuck with us. So we don't trust him. I don't know what's going on with him. I'm sure there will be a significant plot point with him in the future, unless if they just throw him out right now. This poor girl, Iroha, the ultimate painter, she's super sweet. I feel like she's just going to be death fodder eventually. This is best girl number 2, Setsuka Chiebukuro. She was in the group that stayed behind to drink. She also organized the party. She kind of stepping up as like a team organizer, team leader kind of figure, so props to her. This guy came out as the mastermind during the prologue. So they are out in the open with the mastermind, the person that put them in the killing game, and he's just chilling with them and participating, while also working with the Mono Chicken. This is my favorite character, Yoruko. She's the ultimate hostess. She's the one that we are being led to believe possibly could have done the crime. We're so proud that he came out. I thought that when I was saying that. I'm like, just keep listening. She also was at the top of the bell tower. So it's like she was framed. I don't know. There's a lot of explanation that has to happen in order for us to not think that it's her. Freaking Yuki from Danganronpa, another one, is here. I don't know if we trust him or not, or if he's gonna, like, pull a Nagito. Ultimate Boxer, he stayed behind in that group that stayed late at the party. I could see him being responsible, not gonna lie. Danganronpa loves to make athletic men the culprit in the first trial, so maybe. Okay, so Emma, this one also stayed in the group late. There really hasn't been a lot of anything to her, really. Not a lot of screen time, and she just seems super sweet. So I'd be surprised if this was her. This is best girl number 3, the ultimate psychologist. She doesn't really act with the rest of the group. She seems very intelligent, calm, cool, collected. She's probably going to be the one that guides us through the first couple trials and then ends up dying. And this ultimate journalist, this guy, I actually do like this guy quite a bit. He had some perversion about him or something that made me not like him as much last time we played. But, I feel like he will come in handy because he is a journalist and he records stuff. Again, this does not seem like a character that will survive the game to me, but I would be pleasantly surprised if he did. Okay. Let's solve this case nicely so it can appear on tomorrow's front page. Not us having to scrape the bottom of the barrel for men in this game, yeah. And the men that I do like have terrible personalities, so I'm like, okay. None of them have your B-Day? Yeah, same. Let's go. We can't run away from the truth. We have to find the killer. Mune has your birthday? Anyway. Will we be okay, Kanade? Can we live through this? Don't worry, Hibiki. We will solve this. All you have to do is relax. I filmed in a trial house before, but participating in one for real? This is really starting. I have to be careful. I don't want to die, so I'll work hard in the class trial. You probably already know who did it. If we don't win, we die. If we can't avoid it, we will face it head on. This isn't the school life I wanted. Let's discuss who the culprit is based on our investigation. Bring it on! I will overcome this class trial! Monocro is doing all this just because one person is dead. Yeah, that's why I called him the Mono Chicken earlier. Alright, here we go. Is everyone ready? This is it. Okay, here we go. After making sure everyone was in the elevator, we pushed on the button and the door shut. We felt the elevator begin to descend. The elevator made a sound as it slowly but steadily descended down. Normally, everyone would have been talking to each other, but the vibrations of the elevator seemed to make us all mute, alerting us of the class trial to come. The elevator's sound grew louder, almost as if to make fun of all of our fear. Thoughts that we may never see the light of day again all crossed our minds. But we couldn't let that happen. Whoever killed Yuri can't get away with this. As everyone had their own thoughts of what may or may not have happened, the elevator came to a screeching stop. Right, it should be 24. Yeah, that's all we're having, I think so. What is this place? Finally, you're here! Welcome to the most advanced facility of the Monocruise, the Class Trial Underground. I mean grounds. Oh, I like what you've done with the place. Very impressive. This feels like an actual corridor. Something. I assume you're all ready. I also assume you know there is no running from this. Let us begin. Everyone, go to the stands with your names on them. Good, good. Your faces all tell me you're all serious about this. Now let us begin the first class trial of the Utsuroshima Killing School Field Trip. The class trial is finally starting and all of our lives are on the line. If we win, we live. If we lose, the Blackened lives. In other words, no matter what happens, someone will face their death here. I can't let those thoughts cloud my vision. I need to focus on the class trial right now. Oh yeah, this was brutal. Yuri Kagarin, the ultimate spaceman. He's no longer with us due to his brutal murder. He may have been uncooperative. He might have been a terrible person to men and women alike. But he was our classmate. Yeah, sure. You knew him for like 2 days. Fuck him. It's like Emma said. If this killing game hadn't happened, we would have all been such good friends. The culprit, the one who did this terrible thing to Yuri, is among us right now. That looked like natural causes. Various thoughts intertwine and the curtains finally open. A trial of life and death. A betrayal of life and death. The truth of life and death. The excuses of life and death. The trust of life and death. A matter of life and death. The class trial. Here we go. Yes, I would like to save. Thank you. Alright, let's see what we've got. So. Okay. Monochrome file containing info on the victim is monochrome file 1. The victim is Yuri Kagura, and the estimated time of death is 7:30 in the morning. The body was discovered on the first floor of the bell tower. His left calf is pierced by a hook, and there are cuts all over his body. This right calf also has a pierced wound. Other than his neck, spine, and... other than that, his neck, spine, and left arm are broken. The estimated cause of death is blood loss and trauma from the bruises all over his body. Now remember, we saw him seconds before his death, alive, and spoke to him. So how he got so mangled up in that short time period is a little tricky. Okay, so hook attached to the rope. A long, sturdy rope is attached to the hook that is embedded in Yuri's left calf. Yuri was probably hooked and pulled up by the rope. Jesus Christ, Matt. No, you do not want to die like this. There is another deep wound on Yuri's right calf. It looks as though it was also created by a hook and that is embedded in his left calf. A sharp wire scattered on the floor around Yuri's body. It's so sharp that just holding it in your hand for a bit could cut you. The cuts all over Yuri's body were probably caused by this. Right, so we don't know if there was like a web of these sharp wires that he just like fell through. Imagine... Jesus Christ. Wires are hung on the wall of the staircase from the top to bottom with intervals. They've already been snapped. Captain Hook? I don't think Captain Hook is responsible for this. A spiral staircase that brings you to the top of the bell tower. You cannot climb the bell tower without going through here. It takes around 5 minutes to reach the top, even at full speed. The killer must have been able... Oh, must have been at the top of the bell tower at some point. So I think this might be why it couldn't have been, Best Girl Chan. I think... Well, she was already there, I don't know. How would the other person get down is the thing. There's gotta be an answer for that. Located on the wall of the huge bell at the top of the bell tower, there are traces of something being swept through the interior of the bell. I'm not sure what that means, really. Bottles of alcohol. There were bottles of alcohol left over from last night's party. However, strangely, some of the bottles contain water in them instead of alcohol. So that means somebody stayed sober at the party. So they were probably intending to murder. There was a life jacket hidden in the bushes just outside the bell tower. The life jacket was connected by a hook identical to the one embedded in Yuri's left calf. The rope attached to said hook is cut off at the end. What could that mean? What if this is something so wacky? Like, the killer put this life vest on with a hook, jumps off the side of the bell tower, that causes the other end, which is attached to Yuri, to pull. And that's how they escape down the bell tower without going through the staircase. How much you want to bet it's going to be something like that? Right? There was an anesthetic solution that was found in the vicinity of Yuri's body. According to Kanade, it is an anesthetic that is used in surgery. The killer seems to have suppressed Yuri using this drug. Literally a Goldberg machine of death with bodies and life vests. Kanade claims to have found that a syringe disappeared from the infirmary. It is so easy to use that even an amateur can use the precise measurements on the syringe to control how long someone's unconscious. Since it was around Yuri's body, the killer probably used it to anesthetize Yuri. Shinji claims to have been waiting for Hajime this morning because, he had some business to attend to before their training. As he waited, he saw Yoriko go outside as soon as the Monocru's doors opened in the morning, which is super sus. We don't know why that's happening. And this is actually why I think Hajime's the killer. Because what the fuck was he doing? Probably jumping off the bell tower in a life vest. Yoriko explained what happened last night after we all left. Once the group who stayed behind had to return to the monocruise, Yuri said he needed to use the washroom. Yoriko claims that someone went with him, but she can't remember who. Well, that's really strange. Siobai said he saw Yoriko by accident as she was walking to the bell tower with a rope in her hand in the morning. Was that the rope that was used on Yuri? Okay. So that's our refresher for the bullets, guys. I'm gonna say going into this, my prediction is that it is Hajime. Does anybody else have any guesses? Hajime is the ultimate boxer, just in case you forgot. He got the sunglasses and like the blonde. Maybe it was an accident. Nah. You got a chuckle out of Kevin with that one, Matt. Hey, all right. Well, oh. Yeah, right. We have things that we can equip. All right, are we ready? I'm pretty excited. Please, no hard minigames. Allow me to briefly explain the rules of the class trial. The results of the class trial will be decided purely by your votes. If you manage to identify the Blackened, they alone will be executed. Get it wrong, however, and everyone besides the Blackened will be executed, and the Blackened will be able to escape the island. So it's begun, the class trial. Why do you like Mono Chicken, though? Well, it's because it's not a bear. It's a new avian form. One of the people here brutally murdered Yuri. Now then, first and foremost... Wait a minute, Monocro, there's something I need to ask first. Oh, and what might that be? Can there be an accomplice in any of these cases? That's a good question. Whether or not there can be an accomplice will be a huge factor in deciding who the culprit might be. Good question indeed. I suppose I didn't specifically address that in the rules. To be blunt, there can be accomplices. What? So it's possible? But in theory, only one person gets to leave the island in the end. Of course, the rules even say that only the first murder counts should there be more. In other words, an accomplice would not benefit if there are 2 or more people involved in the case. They would gain nothing from assisting the culprit after all. Even if they were to succeed, they wouldn't be allowed to leave with the culprit. Not the evil sister asking about accomplices so that they can prep chapter 3 for her murder with her sister. Yeah, I would say there is a possibility. And more importantly, they would face the same execution as the rest of us. He is correct. What's the deal with that? Oh, that? Don't worry about that. That would have been Yuri's seat, but it felt so wrong to leave it empty, you know? You've got an awful sense of humor. Wait, something's off here. What's with the empty seat over there? Whose is it? It's exactly what it looks like, an empty seat. There's no need to worry about it. You're all so interested in the tiny questions. That's fine, but shouldn't you be discussing the murder? Right, this place is extremely unpleasant. I'd like to get out of here as soon as possible. It might be the last place you ever see if we don't find the culprit. Don't say such terrible things! Wait, everyone. Do you mind if I say something before we begin? Huh? What is it, Kokoro? I've identified who the culprit is. I know there's a 16th student hiding somewhere on the island. Watch out for them. What? Are you serious? Who is it? Who's the culprit? I know exactly who the culprit is, and I know exactly how they pulled it off. I'd like to give them a chance to speak up. Oh, she's playing mind games. I bet you she doesn't know when she's bluffing, but they know that they perceive her as so smart that they would actually maybe speak up. Or is she our Byakuya for the game who's like, hey, I figured this shit out, so, you guys can talk amongst yourself and I'll save you if you go off track. Give yourself up now. At least then we'll be able to accept that you regret it. You'll get found out anyways. It's better to confess than to have it pried out of you. Nobody is confessing. No shit. What kind of idiot would tell the truth? They'd been sentencing themselves to death. Alright, then we'll do this the hard way. So, who's the culprit, Kokoro? I can't tell you that just yet. What? Are you screwing around? Just tell us who it is so we can end this! It's like Sora said, I don't want to be here any longer than I have to be. Would you even be able to comprehend it if I told you? I'd be lucky if anyone believed me. I can already tell some of you are suspecting me. Ah, your observation powers are impressive as always, Kokoro. This is a class trial, and all of our lives are on the line. We need to find a conclusion that is acceptable, so that when we vote for the culprit, there's no doubt. Figure it out as much as you can by yourselves. I'll help out when I can. Okay, so she is literally playing... What was that? Mikaru in the last game? Byakuya / Kyoko in Danganronpa 1. Like, she's like, I know the facts, so let's see if you plebs can figure it out. I guess that makes the most sense for storytelling purposes, that she's behaving like this. This is totally suspicious. Hibiki, don't suspect her when we haven't even started yet. Is Steven doing a gig tonight? No, I actually DM'd him, and I think he said he's gonna be here when he's back from dinner. What? What's with this condescending attitude, huh? Do you think I'm stupid? Oh, sister? You're back to your old self. Duh, I wasn't just gonna sit around moping forever. I'm really scared, but I'll do what it takes to stay alive. I see. That's good, sister. Let's begin then. Just a moment. May I have a brief moment to speak to everyone? What is it now? I imagine some of you may be suspecting me because I am the mastermind. Your opinions of me are inconsequential, but please, for all of our sakes, treat me like just another student in this trial. Death awaits us if we reach the wrong conclusion. I don't want to die either, you know? That's exactly what the culprit would say! Seriously? This is a prime example of what you guys shouldn't be doing. Shinji, I'm sorry, but he's right. If Mikado wanted to act as the mastermind in this, he had plenty of chances to do that before. Everyone here is a suspect, including Mikado and I. I propose... Oh, the purpose of this discussion is to narrow down that list. I see. I'll do my best then. So, can we start now? Where do we even start? If you don't know, try starting with what we know about this case. Do your best, everyone. My life's on the line, too. We should probably begin with what happened in this case. I need to try as hard as I can. Everyone's lives depend on it. Alright. To begin, Yuri died at 7:30. 30 minutes after the morning announcement. I heard that Yuri and Sora were together at the scene? Yes, just this morning. Yuri contacted me. Oh, that was sus. When I saw the message asking for help, I immediately ran to the bell tower. I saw Yuri hanging from a rope. He looked badly injured. And before I could do anything, he got dragged up. He fell down a bit later. Yuri had cuts all over his body. And some sort of sharp object must be the murder weapon. That's what we're gonna disagree with. Okay. So the Monochrome file clearly contains information about the state of Yuri's body. I think it's best to look at it again. This does scroll a little fast. Like, I'm finding myself having to really spit out these lines quickly. The whole thing about Yuri contacting him is really sus, since he's a guy. I don't think he would message a guy. That puts Yuki on our sus list, to be honest. And I'm pretty sure I was going on about that last stream, too. No, that's wrong. Okay, interesting. Iroha? That's wrong. Yuri couldn't have been killed by a sharp object. If you check the Monochrome file, it clearly states the true cause of death. Yuri died due to blood loss and the trauma from bruises all over his body. In other words, Yuri's cause of death is falling. Oh, I see. There were just so many cuts on Yuri's body, I overlooked it. Then what caused all those cuts? The cuts, they were probably created by that object. And that object is... I got it! Those cuts were created by sharp wires. Wires? Did you see the many strings attached to the wall along the spiral staircase? When Yuri plummeted toward the ground, he got cut up by the wires that were strung up. That's why we found the wires
the
scattered
murder weapon is the shot put ball.
across the ground near Yuri's body. Hey, Mars, what's the hot take?
I got it!
What's the Mars hot take on who the killer is? Go ahead. I'll wait for you to choose the sweetest, most unassuming little girl character. As they cut him, they also fell down with him. You have been paying attention. Well, I guess you'll have to choose during the trial. He fell very quickly. That's why the wounds are so thin and yet so numerous. Oh! That's why he got all those cuts! You didn't even check the Monochrome file? Are you kidding me? You call that investigating? I'm sorry! Hey, that was an honest mistake. Don't pick on her. An honest mistake? That's really funny to hear, when an honest mistake could cost our lives. How am I supposed to leave my life up to you guys if you make such idiotic mistakes? Leave your life to us? Everyone's lives depend on the outcome of this trial, right? Not just mine, right? If you all work hard to weed out the culprit, I can just relax and save my energy. What? So you're gonna leech off our hard work? If you have something... If I have something to do... If I have to do something, I will. I just don't like wasting time on pointless shit. You were gonna work hard to save your own hides in the first place anyway. This outcome works out great in the end, for both of us. You're seriously a degenerate ruffian! Have you ever heard of the concept of helping someone? Now, everyone. We won't accomplish anything if we let ourselves be distracted by Siobai. Let's carry on, shall we? So, if the culprit was planning to kill Yuri just by dropping him, why install all the wires? I'm not sure. I think we'll have to discuss that a bit more. Alright, can everyone tell me what they were doing at the time of Yuri's death? It's like you said earlier, Sora and I saw the death with our own eyes. We were together, so does that count for our alibi? I was alone in my room. Do I really need to tell you? I was just wandering around. Yuri died at 7:30, so everyone excluding Sora, Yuri, Kokoro, and Siobai should have been at the diner. Nope, Yoriko wasn't there. Yoriko, what were you doing at that time? I was at the bell tower too. I met with Sora and Yuki. The bell tower? But that's the scene of the crime, isn't it? Sora and Yuki were there because of the message. What were you there for, Yoriko? What? What was I there for? Kanade, just to be noted for later, Yoriko might as well have seen the murder with us. You heard the body announcement, right? It only goes off when 3 people see the body. Sora and I saw it first, then Yoriko saw it a little while after. Hold on, Yuki. You said that Yuri was being hoisted by a rope, correct? What? Oh, yeah. Then, isn't it obvious that you two saw the killer? What? Really? If Yuri was being hoisted by a rope from above, then surely the witnesses pursued, hoping to find the culprit, right? I see. The only way down the tower is by going down the staircase. Either the culprit went down, or Sora and Yuki went up. Regardless, they would have seen each other. Unfortunately, that isn't the case. We went to the top, but we only found Yoriko there. That means Yoriko's the culprit! What? Isn't it obvious? Emma said that the only way to climb the tower was to go up the stairs. You don't have a good excuse like Sora and Yuki, and you've been looking worried since the start. It's clear to everyone that you're the culprit. Wouldn't you agree, sis? Huh? But didn't Yuki say she was a witness? Sis, just think about it. Yoriko doesn't have an alibi, and she had no reason to be up there. I guess when you put it like that, it does sound a little suspicious. Hey, who are you calling suspicious? Yoriko, why don't you tell us why you were at the bell tower? Sora and Yuki, said that they were there because they got a message from Yuri. Give us a reason to why you were there and we won't have to suspect you. I don't know why I was there. What? Are you serious? Yoriko's situation seems complicated. I thought she was the culprit at first too, but after I heard her account I wasn't so sure. Yoriko, just take it slow and explain your side of the story. As to be expected, the suspicion is all resting on Yoriko. I think we need to discuss this some more before we know if she's really the culprit. Right? Are you gonna teach me how to shift between... Right, point the cursor at the weak argument. Yeah, we already got that. Oh, the shift key, of course. Shift. 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 Alright. Shinji's account? Oh, there's nothing to... Okay. I went outside as soon as the Monocru's doors opened, so I could start my morning investigation before breakfast again. Then someone attacked me from behind and I lost consciousness. When I woke up, I was at the top of the bell tower, next to Sora and Yuki. Do you have any proof? Like, did somebody see you early? What? No, nobody saw me! See, you got no proof. It's obvious, isn't it? You're the culprit! No, it's not me. I'm not the culprit! No, there's a contradiction there. Somebody did see Yoriko this morning. I don't know if she's actually the killer, but I have to present the truth. Alright, so luckily we're still in easy baby mode, and we just use the one truth bullet we have to disagree with Yoriko. No, that's wrong!
No, that's wrong!
They make you save after each time? That's interesting. I wonder why. Someone did see Yoriko leave this morning. Shinji, you saw her, right? Oh, me? Well, yes, I definitely saw Yoriko this morning. You're all up early. What did you guys do? Hajime and I go jogging every morning, you know? I woke up so early, so I was waiting for him in the corridor. Hajime was late because he needed to use the washroom, and I saw Yoriko leave as soon as the Monocru's doors opened. So wait, didn't he say he had business to take care of? That doesn't necessarily mean he was going to the bathroom. Is that confirmed? It's like you said. It's like I said, I am not lying. We've proven that you did indeed leave the ship early. However, can we be sure that you told us the truth concerning why you went out early? Huh? Doesn't the fact that you left early actually make you more suspicious? The murder did happen in the morning, you know. And whoever killed Yuri was most certainly not aboard the Monocruise this morning. That's true, but... So, is Yoriko really the culprit after all? Hey, wait a minute. Why is everyone accusing me when I haven't done anything wrong? I told you. I don't know how or why I was there. I lost consciousness as soon as I left. Assuming Yoriko's telling the truth, can we assume that the culprit attacked her and moved her to the bell tower to frame this all on her? But then, there'd be no explanation as to how Yuri was pulled up. Maybe the culprit was hiding somewhere on top of the bell tower. No, we looked around for a bit, and there's no furniture or anything to hide behind. It would be very difficult to hide yourself up there. If Yoriko can't explain herself, then we just have to assume she's the culprit. Ah, there it is. This is the Mars hot take. It was you, Fur-chan. Yeah. Wait, that's not true. I'm not... Don't jump to conclusions. Yoriko isn't lying. Kogoro? Listen to her voice. She's telling the truth. She's getting all psychologist up on them. I love this. I know you're the ultimate psychologist, Kokoro, but how can you be so sure? You're approaching the possibility that Yoriko might be the culprit all wrong. Look at the bigger picture instead of focusing on her. Such as, why was Yuri killed? Why was Yuri killed? Speaking of which, didn't Yuri lock himself in this room in his room after telling the girls to kill him? She's sure because she's the ultimate... Yeah. Oh, the time
Mind hacking.
I do like, though, that she's gonna be the voice of reason character. That's super fun. Yeah, we got guac and tiny tacos. Kevin, that is a good guac. So this is an interesting point, right? He locked himself in his room after telling the girl characters that they could kill him. Which means he was clearly lured out by somebody. Does this mean, then, that the killer has to be a girl? Also, the fact that Psychologist Chan just defended Yoriko means she definitely doesn't think it was her. and she claims to have figured it all out, so... Interesting. It'd be awfully difficult to drag that guy out of his room. Hardly. If a girl came to get him, he would have left in a heartbeat. Are you saying that the culprit is a girl? So, in the end, doesn't it point to Yoriko anyways? I'm telling you, it's not me! Wait, everyone. If the culprit was a man, wouldn't that make the crime that much more ingenuous? The obvious answer would be the culprit is a girl, but if it were a man, they'd be able to exclude themselves from the list of suspects for that reason. But Yuri's the kind of guy who hates being spoken to by another guy. As long as Yuri locked himself in his room, there's no way a man could have gotten him out. Huh? According to what Emma just said, the culprit could be a man if Yuri hadn't been in his room. Right, because of the party thing. So this is gonna go back to him. Maybe they drugged him after the party. Left him unconscious overnight while they set everything up. And then they exacted the plan in the morning. Now, is it really a party if somebody doesn't die? My only thing about this is I need a real good explanation as to why he would have texted Yuki, of all people. That's what we need to know. My main sus is still Shinji. But why did he text Yuki? Let him be gay? Oh my. That would be a twist. Yuri locked himself inside his room, but there was a point where Yuri left his room. The thing that made him leave his room. Oh. Not flashback anagram. What? I know it's party, but I just spelled party. Help? Shit! Oh, I don't know where the other P was. I just memorized where the P and the AR were.
Bye.
Show me again. Okay, got it. Thank you. Ta-da! I got it! To be fair, I should have read the explanation. The party last night. Yuri was at the party, wasn't he? And he drank late into the night as well. Oh, yeah, he was there. So if somebody has attacked Yuri right at the time of the party, after the party, even a man could have done it. Yes, that's true. You're just taking the party into account now? Slow bunch, aren't you? You asshole! You're not even participating in this trial. What, you want me to help? That'll be 1 billion C coins. Give me that and I'll figure it out for you. Shut up, you damn Scrooge! If Sora's right, then a man really could have attacked Yuri. But that's no reason to rule out girls as potential culprits. We're all aware of that. She is just proposing the possibility that a man could be the culprit. She didn't say it was impossible for a woman to be the culprit. For a man like Yuri, we cannot deny the fact that he was willing to die for any woman that asked him. Yeah, and I'm curious about something. The party was last night, but Yuri died this morning. If the culprit attacked Yuri after the party, wouldn't that mean the culprit was inside the Monocruise during nighttime? The Monocruise doors block after 10 p.m. That's true. If the party happened last night, but the murder happened this morning, then there's a huge time gap missing. So the question is, if someone attacked Yuri after the party, what do they do until morning? They just drugged him. They absolutely just drugged him and left him somewhere. But didn't all the people who stayed late to drink return to the Monocruise before 10 p.m.? I really don't remember. That's not surprising. I was the only sober one there. Anyways, everyone got back, but Yuri needed to go to the washroom, so he said he'd be late. I get it. That's when someone kidnapped him. No, that doesn't make sense. The murder happened at the bell tower just this morning. The culprit would have been locked in the Monocruise and unable to set up the murder. You're assuming things again. There's no rule that says you have to be inside the Monocruise during nighttime. What? But the rules state that the Monocruise doors close at 10 p.m. and that sleeping outside the dorms is not allowed. That's all. If the culprit never boarded the Monocruise, they would be free to roam the island even after the doors locked. And as long as they never fell asleep, they weren't breaking any rules. This is looking way worse for Shinji, right? Not Shinji, Hajime. Way worse for Hajime. Being outside the Monocruise at night isn't violation? Is that true? Yeah, Boxer. Because he stayed late, and then he was late for his morning jog with Shinji. Probably because he was already outside the Monocruise. The only thing is, I don't think he's smart enough to figure out that he needs to, like, use anesthetics and shit. That seems crazy to me. No hangovers here. Yes, I've done it before. I wondered what would happen, so I slept all day and stayed out all night. And nothing happened. The doors opened to the monocruise in the morning and I was able to get back on board. But don't one of the rules say that there's a monster that roams around at night? You could have gotten hurt. I was fine. I stayed on the main roads. Nothing happened. Yeah, any ill health effects that I feel, I just transmit them to E tier and absorb her vitality. That's why she's perpetually sick. Do you understand? Although, maybe something was hidden in the forest. If what Kokoro is saying right now is true, then it's possible that Yuri didn't even board the monocruise last night. According to Yoriko, she doesn't know if Yuri made it back or not. So isn't it possible that the culprit attacked Yuri and left him in the bell tower until morning? If that theory is true, then the culprit has to be someone who stayed up last night to drink. What do you think, Yoriko? You were one of the people who stayed behind, right? Well, that's true, but it's not me. I arrived at the monocruise with everyone else. About that, none of us were really sober, so I don't think any of us remember that. Huh? They were all drunk as skunks. Indeed, and none of them can recall a thing, except for one of them was drinking water all night. Speaking of which, I don't remember seeing so much as a drop of alcohol when we were setting up the party. Oh, that's right. And yet there was alcohol found around the beverages when we started. I believe this is no coincidence. Are you saying the culprit brought alcohol to the party to get everyone drunk and forget their memories of what happened at the party? Wait, is it possible that someone committed murder on impulse because of their intoxicated state? No, you can tell by looking at the crime scene that someone put a great deal of thought into it. That's what's really stopping me here. I feel like this is too smart to be Hajime. Well. So really, we have to find out who was drinking water the whole night.
Water will exist forever.
And on that note, anybody in the party committee is technically safe. Somebody from outside the party committee brought alcohol. The party committee was Mastermind-chan, Billiards, Yuki, Sora, and... Was there one more? Was it Shinji? No. Does anybody remember who the party planners were? There was like only 5 or 6 of them. You can't pull that off intoxicated. Hostess girl was involved? Yeah. Okay. So that's good for her, because I mean, she needs to be cleared. If the culprit brought alcohol, does it mean it was one of the people who prepared the party? Who were the organizers? Okay, so they're gonna talk about it now. Sora, Yuki, Hajime, Mikado, Yoriko, and myself. Hajime was included, but not, Shinji. Just those 6. And once again, Yoriko's is suspicious. So the culprit is someone who helped organize the party and stayed up late to drink last night. And they would have to be sober. Is that what you're saying? Hey, the only person who wasn't drinking late last night was Yoriko. She said she would stay sober because she had to help chaperone us to get us back to the Monocruise. No, I mean, that's true, but... the evidence all lines up. Okay, but we know one of the people was drinking water and not alcohol. Yoriko, can you explain what happened in more detail? We just want to believe you. Aren't you taking this a little too far? Look, I told you I'm innocent. To be accused as the culprit because of some dumb coincidences. I can still defend myself, you know? Listen to me before you start talking. Nah. That's what they want you to believe, Riker. But what's gonna come up is that she wasn't the only sober one in their group. It's gonna throw the blame on Yoriko just for us to refute it later by proving that somebody else was sober and that person's gonna be the culprit. But they can't reveal that information this early in the trial, or else it'd be over. So we're just going through the Danganronpa motions right now. Okay. Your objective is simple: shoot down the argument using the bow you're given. Oh no, not again. Use the directional keys to change lanes. Okay, got it. By shooting down opponents' words, you will drain their health. To advance in the game, you need to have more health than your opponent. Use shift to switch arrows. Press S to... What is your refutation arrow? This seems hard. I know I have to accept... Oh! Equip arrow. The culprit may have waited until the party... Damn it. What? Oh boy. What happened? That was the only weak point, but I have to have my special thing equipped. Okay, we hit it. I had to press S first. Wait, did that even work? Ah! Okay. I don't like this mode at all. Please don't make me do this a lot. I can't even read what they're saying because it all happens so fast.
Allow me to cut through those words!
It happens way too fast. No, it's not just because of that one thing, Yoriko. Siobai told me he saw you going to the bell tower this morning. What? He also said you were holding a long rope in your hands. A long rope? Like the one Yuri was hooked to? You were telling the truth, right, Siobai? Huh? I was indeed telling the truth. Never thought she'd be so involved with this case. I was wondering what she was planning to do with that rope. Now that I think about it, that was a really important piece of evidence. Wait! He's lying! Siobai isn't telling the truth! I really was attacked as soon as I left the Monocruise! He's trying to slander me! He's the damn culprit! Even if you say that? All the evidence is stacked against you. It's almost undeniable at this point. Maybe you're just an idiot, Yoriko. What? Why are you all accusing me? Why me? Xiaobai's account is by far the most damning of all the proof presented so far. How do you plan to defend yourself from such an accusation? Yoriko, are you really the culprit? Xiaobai is lying. Oh. Really? What? Sora, did Siobai mention when he saw Yoriko leave? Yoriko left as soon as the door opened, so that's gotta be 7 a.m. on the dot. I was on the second floor, in the library at the time, and I saw Siobai walking up to the third floor through a crack in the door. Even if you had seen Yoriko leave, there was no way you could have known where she went. This girl's amazing, well. And didn't you say she was holding a rope? Siobai, were you lying to me? Ah, so you caught me. Sorry about that, but I had to test all of you. Test us? Like I said, if you can clear the class trial for me, then I'll be set. I was testing to see if you could really do it without me involved. What? Are you serious? Just a little bit of perjury, that's all. I didn't think Miss Ultimate Psychologist would figure it out. Well, whatever. I'm counting on you guys. You asshole! What is your problem? Settle down, Shinji. Violence is against school rules. Calm down, Shinji. You can beat him up after we get out of here. That proves my innocence, right? Siobai is the one who lied, so he's the most suspicious. Oh, I don't know about that. He might have lied, but you're still the most suspicious person here. But we're focusing so much on Yoriko, shouldn't we talk about this a bit more? No, Yoriko's definitely the killer. I don't want to suspect my friends. I want to believe in everyone. Well, this is quite the quandary. We seem to have split straight down the middle. Split, you say? Then I propose a proper debate on the matter. This game could not possibly have Scrum. Please remain calm as your seats are rearranged. Whether Yoriko is the culprit or not, we still have to talk about this. I need to convince everyone. Yo! The overall objective is convince the opposing team that your argument's correct. The Scrum debate will take 2 phases to complete. first phase is the debate itself. So this was a mode in Danganronpa 3, Mars, which is it was really cool in Danganronpa 3. You will be presented with the topic of the debate itself. Mix and match keywords, it says. Then you will see the opinions of each team, the opposing team on the left and yours on the right. Each member of the opposing team will present their argument on the matter, one by one. Each tiny rocket represents a member of your team. Okay. Each of your team members have a keyword. Use the keywords that are crucial to winning the debate. Okay, got it. While listening to your opponent's argument, mix and match their argument with a keyword from one of your teammates. For example, if someone in the opposing team were to say the narrator is the best boy, then you look for the keyword narrator on your team. Use the directional keys to switch between teammates, okay? And use the selection key to present a keyword. Once you have been mix and match each keyword... Okay, got it. It's during this phase that you will have to make the final push to full counter the opposing team. All you need to do is mash the button shown on your screen. Great. For example, if it displays A, then you would press A. Okay, great. And they got the Scrum Debate song.
Now do you understand?
Prepare to battle!
Okay. Yoriko is the only one who went to the party and fits all the criteria. No, Yuri, the killer has to be a woman. Yoriko's the only one with a super suspicious alibi. Yoriko was the only one who set up drinks at the party. She could have taken advantage of the fact that we were all drunk to forget her alibi. Yoriko is our only suspect. There's nothing else we can do. Okay. We still need to figure out if the party is even relevant to this case. Killer? We've already established that the killer could be a man or a woman. Super suspicious. Kokoro and Siomai don't even have alibis. Why are you accusing me? Shit! Drinks! Fuck!
Get your act together!
Yeah. Alright, you have to do it all in the correct order. That's rough. Alright. This is sick. I like that they added these extra portraits and everything for this. This is so well done. Right? Shinji. So it's very likely somebody that's on the other team. This game is a huge improvement over the first. I would say so, yeah. I'm assuming years passed in between, so... Okay. Okay. So we got that.
Yay!
Those are a lot. Those are a lot. I suppose we cannot reach that conclusion just yet. It's just wrong to vote for Yoriko as the killer when there's still so many questions about the case. We need to discuss this some more. Sora! Alright, let's put aside our culprit accusations for now and focus on the other mysteries of the case. What? So we're back to square one? Unlike a regular trial, we'll die if we get so much as a little thing wrong. We need to keep discussing until we reach a conclusion that everyone can agree with. I mean, Kokoro, don't you know who the culprit is? Can't you just tell us and call it a day? You all believe Yoriko's the killer right now. Would you really be able to accept my answer if I named someone that isn't Yoriko? Are you saying Yoriko isn't the culprit? Okay, so instead of thinking about who the culprit is, let's talk about how they did it. How they did it? We aren't sure if our culprit attacked Yuri this morning or during the party. Have you forgotten? What did the killer do before they attacked Yuri? Before killing Yuri, is she talking about that thing that was on Yuri's body? That thing was... I got it! Are you talking about the hook that was embedded into Yuri's left calf? Yeah, Yuki said it was there when you first saw him this morning, right? Even if Yuri was drunk, he wouldn't have just let the culprit hook him without putting up a fight. The culprit would have restrained him by any means possible. Are you saying we should discuss that? How did the culprit restrain Yuri? Let's see. The anesthetic. Oh. Yuri still would have put up some sort of fight. A blunt weapon was probably used. Nah, they couldn't risk killing Yuri there by accident. Regardless, something was used to immobilize Yuri, but what was it? Maybe he was drunk enough to pass out. Wait, no, probably not. What method did the killer use to kill Yuri? So we'll disagree blunt object with anesthetic. Because that twin is an idiot. Even though Yuri was drunk, Yuri still would have put up some sort of fight. Absolutely not. No, that's wrong! No, Hibiki, I have evidence our culprit didn't use something as simple as a blunt weapon. And so does your sister, by the way. I'm surprised she didn't tell you. We found traces of liquid anesthetic on the floor at the bell tower. Anesthetic? Kaede told me it was one that they usually use during major surgeries. That's right! It was available at the infirmary. With that, I see no reason to doubt that the killer used the anesthetic to subdue Yuri. Wait, do you think that might be the same thing the culprit used when they attacked me? Maybe, but that's besides the point, so shut up, Yoriko. Fine. There's one more thing I know about the anesthetic. The one thing I know is... Oh. I see! Kanade told me she went to check the infirmary after she found out that an anesthetic was involved. She discovered that single syringe has disappeared. A syringe? That's right! With that syringe, you'd also be able to calculate exactly how long you want someone to stay unconscious. Exact measurements are labeled right on it. Yeah, okay, that's great and all, but how do you know all that? I watch a lot of medical dramas. Is there something wrong with that? No, I'm not saying that, but... Nobody found a syringe or anything like that while investigating, right? So that means... the culprit still has a syringe with them right now! Should we pat everyone down? I doubt our culprit is stupid enough to have it on them. They probably hid it somewhere. If they used a syringe like that, they could have subdued Yuri even if he wasn't drunk. There's something that's bothering me. When Sora and I last saw Yuri, he said, "Finally, a woman has come to kill me. I'm glad I have achieved my dreams." He said that as he was about to die? That's creepy! So, if he said that, does that mean our culprit is a woman after all? What's bothering me is that Yuri told us he would cooperate with a female culprit, right? And still, why did the culprit subdue Yuri and wait for him to be drunk? They didn't need to. That's what I was trying to say earlier! Yeah, that's a good point. Doing all that would only create more evidence, right? In review, if the culprit was male, his only chance to kill Yuri would have been through the party. And yet, the blank spot is unfilled for the time period between then and nighttime. Assuming the culprit is female, they could have simply gotten Yuri from the monocruise at any time. However, if that was the case, she wouldn't have enough time to set up the crime in the morning. Of course, in this situation, the time period between the party and nighttime is still unexplained. About what happened before nighttime? Isn't it possible that's when the culprit prepared the whole crime? What? Kokoro said that someone can stay out all night as long as they don't fall asleep, right? And since we can't explain how the culprit could have created the crime so early in the morning, we can just assume they set it all up at night. That'd be like almost 9 hours, though. Did they really need that much time to prepare a murder? All they'd have to prepare is the hooks, rope, wire, anesthetic, and that's all, right? Wait, do you really all think Yuri was just lifted up using a rope? Huh? I understand now. I knew something was off when you all started accusing Yoriko. You've all been mistaken from the beginning. Mistaken? What are you talking about? The killer didn't just simply drop Yuri to his death. They dragged him up the bell tower. Then, what did they do? Oh, I see. It was so obvious in hindsight, but I completely missed it. Think, Yuri was short. But it's still physically impossible for someone to drag him all the way up the bell tower. I doubt even Shinji could do it. Really? Isn't there something the culprit could have done? Yes, it is possible, but our initial assumption about the culprit pulling Yuri up was wrong. Yeah, they clearly tied the vest, right? They either wore the vest or they threw the vest. It's gotta be one or the other. Our initial assumption was wrong. So what? What's the problem? I don't know. Were we really wrong in our initial assumptions? The culprit didn't just pull Yuri up. They moved him using what? What method did they use? I definitely saw something that could explain this, but what? Not this. Kanede's explanation is correct.
Seesaw homicide.
Thanks, Sora. You've seen the evidence. I'll help you remember if you want. Logic refresh? Oh, fuck. Logic refresh minigame is a minigame in which your fellow students will assist you. There are a total of 5 lines to navigate, similar to the Rebuttal Showdown. You can navigate those 5 lines using the arrow keys. You need to make sure that you're not selecting the lanes that have words coming on them. If you're on a lane with a word on it and it crosses the line, you will take damage. Your job is to collect the truth bullets that will also be flying by. There's a lot. Oh, there's a total of 3 bullets to collect. In In short, avoid normal words and collect the truth bullets by being in the correct lane. After completing this phase, you will be shown the 3 bullets you decided to collect. Select the correct truth bullet that confirms your fellow student's argument. With this, you'll be one step closer to the truth. Good luck. Where's the last one? Okay, we got it. That was super fast. I couldn't read any of that. Traces on the bell. Bottles of alcohol. Hooked life jacket. Hooked life jacket. Okay, that was really wild and weird. Was I supposed to be doing something to the non-truth bullet words? Because it looked like they were just hurting me. Yuri wasn't dragged up simply using a rope. In reality, he was pulled up as a reaction to something. Huh? What are you saying? There was a hook embedded into Yuri's left calf, which is attached to a long rope. Initially, we thought someone just pulled Yuri up the tower with that rope. But if you think about it, it's physically impossible for someone to do that on their own. Huh? Are you sure? I also found something with Setsuka that should prove the fact that our culprit used another method. The life jacket, right? Yes, someone left it in the bushes just outside the bell tower. It wasn't just any life jacket, though. This life jacket had a hook embedded into it, the same hook that was embedded into Yuri's left calf. Not only that, but the hook on the life jacket was also attached to a rope. However, the rope was cut. So, what does it mean? Oh, I see. So, at one point, the hook embedded in Yuri's left calf was connected to the life jacket. If the culprit had jumped down from the bell tower with the life jacket on, it would pull Yuri up. Da-da-da-da-da-da! Let's go back an hour and a half to Pangy saying they jumped off the bell tower. The question is, how the fuck did they jump off of a bell tower and not get injured? Was there a trampoline? Anti-gravity? What's happening?
Jumpy!
We did not lose that. We did not lose that footage. They just jumpied it, I guess. Every reaction has an equal and opposite reaction. Exactly. That has to be what the culprit did. Anime physics? They shifted? It would be a near-death experience, so maybe. It could have been June again. Wait, if the culprit jumped off the bell tower, then why was Yoriko still at the top? Well, according to Yoriko, she was attacked this morning and woke up there. When Yuki and I saw Yuri before he was killed, the culprit was probably waiting at the top. Along with the unconscious Yoriko, of course. This plan would explain why only Miss Sora and Yuki found Yoriko at the top of the bell tower. Ooh, give me a quick second, guys. I'm gonna go put my plate in the wash. Give me 1 second. Oh, hello friends, I'm back. Okay. Give us the miraculous explanation as to how somebody jumped off of a huge-ass bell tower. Like, they literally said it takes 5+ minutes just to go up the stairs to reach the top. So, like, this thing's gotta be tall. How did we jump off and not injure ourselves or go noticed by anyone? Wouldn't this entire plan have been turned to flames if anyone saw them jumping? Okay. This plan would explain why only Miss Sora and Yuki found Yoriko at the top of the bell tower. She was nothing more than a red herring. The true culprit
I don't like your plan.
couldn't have been up there.
It sucks.
Yeah, that plan legit sucks. Plan this whole intricate murder just to be seen jumping off of a giant tower by literally anybody. I would say the probability that this is Hajime has gone up drastically. Because Yuki, it could not have been Yuki because Yuki was with us. So if this is actually what happened, which we're being led to believe, after all, the culprit would have had to jump off the tower for Yuri to ascend to the top. I mean, I get it in theory. Would he really be able to be pulled up so easily? Huh? What do you mean? There's tons of other factors involved, like friction and whatnot. Oh, man. This game... These trials are long. So, like, we're probably only halfway through it, to be honest. Been lurking and watching while drawing. This has been wild. What do you think of the characters so far, Trooper? Also, what are you drawing? Gotta ask. Have we even hit intermission? No. But it does make you save after everything you do. I mean, from this point, it seems pretty obvious, right? Yoriko was the one that was gonna get sussed early, because she looks guilty, but it's not her. They have to go through the evidence now and just iron out why it was Hajime. That's what I think is gonna happen. Drawing a 2D model. Recently been learning how to draw and rig. A 2D model for what? I am super interested because my boyfriend actually draws a ton, and he did all the, not all of the emotes for our channel, but most of the emotes for our channel were drawn by him. Let me pull the ones that he drew. All of those are Kevin emotes.
Hiya,
He
cutie.
drew all those. Steven, you made it. We are in the throes of the first class trial. We finally got past them hard sussing Yoriko, and also what's his face, older guy that just lied about an account for no reason. Cannot stand him. Oh, Dammy's here too. Dammy and Steven arriving at the same time. I'll pretend I didn't notice. What is that Tsubasa girl saying in those VCs? She's speaking Japanese. She's... Tsubasa 1 is Sessions Ikimasu, and then the second one is Kimata! Pangy OMG? No, Steven OMG. M. Lau. She's from the hit 2020 Game of the Year. The models for me might be replacing my own model soon, upgrading PNG model to 2D live model. Oh, so wait, is that for like a stream, Trooper? You just got home from Mexican food, MLAO. I had mini tacos for dinner. How do you like that? Oh, look at that! Wait, Trooper's got a stream! Oh, delightful! Hold on, I'll give you a follow. Kevin made guac, and we got mini chicken tacos from Trader Joe's, and they were actually really good. So Kev air fried them, and then we just had them with the guac. Delicious. Anyway, with exactly where we're at with the trial, Steven, I called this before the trial began, by the way. Somebody fucking jumped off of a bell tower with a life vest on and somehow did not get injured. I'm gonna need this to be a good explanation. As I pointed out, also, if literally anybody had seen them doing this, it would be over. So they're extremely lucky if no one saw this. Oh yeah, I mean that's common courtesy, but thank you, Trooper, because not everybody has that. It looks like you were playing One Piece Odyssey. I'm actually very curious about that game. I heard it's not great, but I might enjoy it. Somebody is actually the ultimate bungee jumper in disguise. It very much sounds that way. We watched Pangy play not great games. Yeah, it's true. I play a lot of not great games. But I also play great games like Fire Emblem Engage. ZTD, I don't think ZTD did win Game of the Year. I think y'all still voted for VLR. Because that game was sick. Anyway. Sora, do you remember the bell ringing when Yuri got pulled up the bell tower? It was close AF, yeah. Yeah, I love turn-based RPG too, so I feel like maybe I need to just... I'm almost positive that this is Hajime. Almost positive. Okay. Yes, I also think I know why the bell rung. When the culprit jumped and Yuri was pulled up, his body must have hit the bell. The evidence that proves that is the weird shit on the bell. I see! The culprit threaded the rope through the hanging bell and used it like a fulcrum. I'm not very good at drawing, but I'll try to illustrate it. Iroha, may I borrow your sketchbook for a moment? Oh my. This is how the culprit did it. As you may or may not know, the hole at the top of the bell is far too small for the hook to fit through.
They're unique
So
and
the
they're
culprit
smart.
probably only attached the hooks to the rope after he threaded through the hanging bell. She drew how the murder happened.
Moonlight, pour down.
That's really high up. How is that even possible? I see, but Sora, you should really come see me for advice on drawing better.
Yes.
How did the culprit adjust the length of the rope? It
Right
seems
here.
easy in
Right
theory,
now. Emerge.
but we could have very easily fallen to their death with a simple mistake. I believe they had already practiced this method beforehand. If you look at the marks on the bell, they don't look shallow enough to be made after only a single use. Are you suggesting the culprit practiced their murder multiple times before the actual crime? Yes. The hooks that were connected to Yuri couldn't have passed through the hole in the bell. Because of this, the culprit would never fall. The marks on the bell are probably caused by the friction created by the rope. And of course, the marks were also created because of the hooks scraping against the metal. After the culprit found the correct amount of rope and landed on the surface, he just had to cut the rope. Doing so would make Yuri fall due to the shifting weight balance. That is the truth of the crime scene that Yuki and I witnessed. Hold on a second. Even if the culprit accounted for the length of the rope, the bell tower is far too tall. Please no. If they fell while hanging from just a hooked life jacket, the force from handing would dislocate their shoulders. Landing, they meant landing. It's as Kanede says. The culprit would have injured himself if he didn't have anything to cushion the impact. Something to cushion the impact. That must be why the culprit installed that object. That object is... I actually don't know. Is it the wires? Ah, wait, this is about to make sense.
Yay!
Earlier, Emma was wondering why the culprit spent all that time installing the wires. But I bet the reason they did it answers the problem Kanede suggested. The wires? They had to install the spiral staircase. Of course! You have to respect their preparedness. Yuri was cut up by wires as he was dragged up at high speed.
Oh my goodness!
The ultimate carpenter. How have we not seen that yet? The resulting friction might have had an impact on the culprit's landing. Oh, I see. The wires weren't there to kill Yuri. They were just there to soften the culprit's
Wanna
landing.
see what I can do? Ha!
Ha! That definitely explains why the culprit went through all that work to set them up. There's no denying it. There's something bothering me. If the wires were sharp enough to cut through flesh, why didn't they cut through the rope? Ingrid is blacksmith. Ingrid in Project Eden's Garden is a blacksmith. Oh, you're right. So that's carpentry adjacent. Is it? She's like a forge. Uh-oh. Riker, I think you've gone to a dark place. If it was really that sharp, it would have, right? That rope was no normal rope. It was made with special materials. It's a really tough one you can grab at the U-Mart. I thought it was interesting, so I took note. Can't say I was expecting it to be used in murder. So, in the end, Yoriko really isn't the culprit. That's what I've been trying to say. I'm a victim here too, you know? Uh-oh. Riker's wilding. That sucks. What do you mean that sucks? Now we have to suspect everyone else besides you as the culprit. How are we supposed to narrow it down and find the real killer now? Our prime suspect is innocent. I see, so we're right back at the start. No, not all the way back at the start. We did learn something from our previous discussion. The culprit must have been outside the monocruise at nighttime yesterday. How do you know that? Think about it for a second. The culprit has to adjust the rope length and everything. They needed enough time to do something like that. Being outside with only Yuri would give our culprit enough time to set everything up. That's a good point. Someone would definitely have noticed if this stuff was being done in the morning. Furthermore, there was a misconception that we couldn't be outside at nighttime. The culprit used that to their advantage to test out their murder plan. I'm also glad that we got the ropeway out of the way. Yeah, it's kind of weird that we all thought that when Kokoro over here already knew. Well, I only stayed up all night once. So, based on the previous discussion, we can pretty much say with certainty that the culprit is a man. As we already know, a woman wouldn't have had to use such a complicated method.
Seesaw homicide.
The culprit would have known that if Yuri died, we would all assume the culprit was a woman. The fact alone was his alibi. Clever ploy, I must admit. So, now that we know, we can narrow it down to all the guys here, right? In that case, it's Siobai or Mikado. Siobai doesn't have an alibi, and Mikado's the mastermind. Did you even listen to me? I told you not to have any bias against me in this trial. It should be unquestionably clear that I'm giving it my all here to unveil the truth. Siobai, were you just sleeping the whole time? It's still not over? You're insane. Our lives are at stake right now and you're just deciding to sleep? You guys already have everything you need. I know the full story, but I know you guys can figure it out. I haven't been getting a lot of sleep recently, so just wake me up when it's over. He's insane. Anyways, what you're suggesting is unlikely, big bro. The culprit would have had to stay late last night. I know, he just looks disgusting. He's the worst, and I know he's gonna stick around for a good portion of the game, too. That's the only way they could have gotten the chance to kidnap Yuri. Both Mikado and Siobai weren't part of that group. But can't Mikado use magic? We've all seen him flying around like nothing. He could easily fly around and kidnap him, right? Noxus' second law. All supernatural and preternatural agencies are to be ruled out. Noxus... what now? What the heck is that? An absolute code of logic in detective fiction that cannot be violated. It explicitly forbids supernatural or any other unrealistic phenomena from interfering with murder. Oh, yeah, I've heard about that in a few anime. I will give you a most sincere, empathetic vow that I did not use my magic for matters relating to murder. And how are we supposed to take your word for it? How can we trust the words of the mastermind? I guess I'm left with no other options. I suppose it's the only way. Preternatural, beyond what is normal or natural. Wonderful. Monocro, I humbly request you to add a new rule. Mikado Sanoji cannot use magic for any purpose relating to a murder case. Are you sure about that rule? Yes, I've already made a vow to seal my magic beforehand, regardless. Besides, the simple concept of my magic seems to be hindering the progression of this trial. I'd like to use this opportunity to clarify my position in the killing game. Very well. The regulations will be updated as soon as this trial is over. Mikado Sanoji cannot use magic for any purpose relating to a murder case. As a reminder to you, Mikado, failure to comply with this new rule will result in execution. I understand completely. You have my gratitude. So, Mikado can't be the culprit. Why are you trying to make this problem harder than it really is? The answers are already out there. There's only one other person who fits the conditions for this crime. Huh? Think carefully about the conditions. The person would need to meet to be the culprit. Once you do that, the answer is obvious. Because Hajime was on the planning team. That's what they're gonna pull here. Conditions to be the culprit? The conditions we brought up were... The culprit must have been one of the people who stayed at the party late last night. And they needed to be part of the group that prepared the party. And of course, we figured out that the culprit must be a man. A man who stayed up late and helped prepare the party. Let's list them one by one. The people who stayed up late last night were Setsuka, Hajime, Shinji, Emma, and Yoriko. The group that prepared the party was Setsuka, Hajime, Yuki, Mikado, Yoriko, and me. Then the only person who could be the culprit is... Well, Abs-chan. We definitely called
Allow
this
me to cut through those words.
a long-ass time ago. A long-ass time ago.
Right here, right now. Emerge.
Now the question is, are they gonna throw us for one more loop?
Your life is mine.
あなたです。
I see.
Die.
Was it you? Hajime Makunoichi? Makunouchi. There it is. There's your intermission, Rosen.
Allow me to cut through those words.
So, Hajime, are you the culprit? What? Wait a minute, Sora. You're saying Hajime's the culprit? Unfortunately, nobody besides Hajime fits all the conditions needed to be the culprit. He helped prepare the party, and he stayed late to drink with Yuri. He's the only one that was part of
it's
both
so much
groups,
fun!
and he's a man as well. 3 strikes. That's correct. Hajime Makunouchi is the person I've been suspicious of since the very beginning of this trial. Oh, well, Kokoro is just me then, because I fucking said going into this that it's Hajime. So... Stupid. How did you know so soon? Try to remember the question I asked at the beginning of the investigation. Back to lurking. Gotta get... Okay, sounds good, Trooper. Are we disagreeing with whatever Kokomi... Kokomi says because she's a psychologist? Well... I will admit she seems to be a lot smarter than the others. I asked everyone, how do you feel about this murder? I do recall you saying that, but I don't see how that is relevant to the question. I can tell if a person is lying just by hearing them talk. What? So you knew Hajime was the culprit from that simple question? Kokoro, your abilities are even more powerful than my magic abilities. By comparing the clues and listening to each of the suspects, I was able to easily solve the crime. Hajime, without any doubt in my mind, you are the murderer. That is the undeniable truth. Then that means even the person that attacked me, it was Hajime?
I'm scared.
Either Kokoro is bullshit, or yeah, what Matt said. They're gonna kill her next. I mean... I thought somebody would kill Makaru, because this was how Makaru was in Danganronpa Another One. And she lived for the whole game, so I don't know. Hey, hold on just a second. Why are you all making me the culprit all of a sudden? Don't you remember? I might qualify for the conditions, but that doesn't change the fact that I was drunk. The only person who wasn't drunk was Yoriko. Don't tell me you all forgot about that. Yeah, that's true. Yoriko was the only sober person at the party, and even she says I was drunk. How the hell would I have killed Yuri? You all said the culprit had to practice their murder multiple times. That's not possible when drunk. Are you guys accusing me just because I fit all those conditions? Because if you are, I'm gonna get mad. No, if we assume Hajime is the culprit, all the pieces fall into place. I just need to prove it. Bottles of alcohol, baby. The culprit couldn't have pulled off their plan while drunk.
Yeah!
That means the culprit must be someone who wasn't drunk last night. Right, there's no way Hajime's the culprit.
Yeah!
Shinji, this isn't about friendship. You need to think logically. Besides,
Go,
there
go, go!
are other reasons why Hajime's suspicious. No matter how suspicious I am, I couldn't do it because I was drunk. Just ask Yoriko. I was drunk too. Well, he's not wrong. Everyone who went to the party last night, Hajime included, were completely drunk. Except me, of course. Are you sure? Did you check their blood alcohol level? You don't need to check that to know if someone's drunk. I have experience. Everyone was drunk at the party last night? I'm not so sure about that. Alright. Bottles of alcohol against everyone was completely drunk. This one is so gonna murder somebody. I'm just waiting for it to happen. I can't wait, honestly. You just want her dead. No, that's wrong. Kanade, the twins. I'm just waiting for the big boobs twin to kill somebody. I'm not so sure about that myself. What now? I went to the party's location during the investigation and found the leftover bottles of alcohol. One of them was filled with water instead of alcohol. Water? At first, I thought it was just something that got mixed in with the other drinks, like the alcohol. But now that I think about it, couldn't the culprit have drank the water and pretended to be drunk? Hold on a second, my memory is seriously a blur. What do you mean, pretended to be drunk? If Hajime was acting drunk during the party, he knew we would cross him off the suspect list. After all, we did conclude that the culprit couldn't have been drunk. There's more, too. If I'm right, something I heard earlier should further condemn Hajime. That something is Shinji's testimony. Eh? No, but that definitely condemns him. Okay, no, it's gonna be Yoriko's then, Yoriko, because she said somebody stay behind.
これですね。
Yoriko, do you remember what you told me? You said Yuri left to go to the washroom before you all went back to the Monocruise. Yeah, that's true. You also said someone left with Yuri too, right? I know you don't remember who that person was. Could it have been Hajime? Give me a moment to think. So, we did the thing and Wait, I think I just remembered something. That person told us to go on ahead. Hey, Chocobo, how you doing? I'm doing great. We've had a really amazing long stream today so far. We did a bunch of Effie Engage, and now we're doing a class trial in Danganronpa, another. It's been just wonderful. Two of the best kind of games, right? Tactical RPG and murder mystery visual novel. It does not get better than this. Yeah, I hope you've had a good Sunday as well. Also, Sunday was, I mean, it was my Sundays are generally productive. Like, I always clean my kitchen, I do groceries, exercise. All the boxes were checked. Once all that's done, we just do this. Suikoden Tactics and Digimon Survive. Please. Please, why would you say that?
Can you survive?
And Rosenlock is so shady. Hey, everybody should DM Rosen to actually jump on the voice calls with us sometimes, because he's so shy.
I'm scared.
I think you've been around for long enough, you should just do it. Anyway... Wait, I think I remembered something. That person told us to go on ahead. He said he'd take Yuri to the bathroom and then come right back. They had blonde hair and big muscles. It was Hajime. Now that you say that, Setsuka, I also believe it might have been Hajime. Now Thomas has done PR for Megan Trainor in our Discord calls, and we love him for it. Well, we do. However, Kevin... Really? Jeez, why can't I remember? The drunk people remember, but you don't? You really are stupid, Yoriko. It's hard to remember things like that when you're extremely busy taking care of drunk people. Oh. Why are you being so hard on me? Because your bad memory frustrates me. If you could have remembered earlier, we would have already solved this case. But based on everyone's testimonies, I think we've got everything set in stone. I mean, Yuri must have been completely drunk for him to accept help from a male, right? So, Hajime lied about helping Yuri to the restroom and just never came back to the Monocruise. If we consider Hajime as the culprit, everything we've talked about makes perfect sense. Hajime, are you really the one who killed you? Oh no! Don't do this, Himbo-chan! Wait! Sora, please! Hajime's the culprit? That can't be right! Hajime has an alibi! Please, let me explain! I know fighting with words isn't my thing, but I'll have to do it to counter you, Sora! I have to do it for my friend! Yeah, this is Taka with What's-His-Face all over again.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Couldn't have killed Yuri. I don't know if I'm equipped with the right thing. I think I'm still gonna die here. I'm pretty bad at this mode. Shit, really? Ah. Ah, we're dead. Damn it. What the fuck is happening? Meanwhile, I want to change my bullet, and it's like ding 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 ding. I don't even have time to read what's happening also, because you have to move so fast. Ugh. Alright. Spiral staircase, wound on the right calf?
Get your act together!
Ugh. Not a fan. Look, I'm already almost dead again. Hajime's pretty strict on his training. Oh, his timing. No! Stop! Why? It didn't switch. This is the fucking worst. Why does it go so fast? No! What? Okay, it worked. It worked. It worked. You can't read what's happening. It still goes while you're changing your bullets. Like, Jesus Christ!
Yeah!
Sorry, Shinji. Hajime actually could have easily made it back in time. The body discovery was actually made sometime after Yuri's death. What? Right, the body discovery announcement is only placed once 2 people have seen the body. Isn't that supposed to be 3? When Sora and I initially saw Yuri's body drop to the ground dead, the announcement didn't play. The announcement only played after we ran all the way up the stairs and had Yoriko see the body. So basically, after Sora and Yuki initially saw Yuri's body, the culprit had a bunch of extra time to move around while they climbed the stairs. Anyone who investigated the stairs during the investigation should know that it takes at least 5 minutes to climb the stairs all the way to the top. Of course, the culprit was able to quickly get down safely by jumping with his fulcrum mechanism. Setsuka once said that that was a relatively small island. Our culprit could have easily made it back to the monocruise in time for the announcement. But wait, didn't Shinji say he went jogging with Hajime? If Yuri died at 7:30 a.m., how would Hajime find the time to kill Yuri? I briefly parted ways with Shinji while jogging. But that was to get your crow card that you forgot at the guest house. It didn't even take you more than 10 minutes. There's no way that could have done it in that time. There's this one thing that keeps bothering me. Do we all agree the culprit attacked Yoriko as soon as she left the monocruise and carried her to the bell tower? If so, they must have attacked Yoriko at around 7 a.m. this morning, and moved her to the bell tower. Returned to the monocruise, met with Shinji and started jogging, parted ways mid-jog and ran up to the top of the bell tower, made sure that Sora and Yuki were there, and jumped off the bell tower, killing Yuri. Dealt with the rope and life jacket, then came back to the monocruise, all in such a short amount of time. Is that even possible? Shinji, and what time did you meet with Hajime this morning? 7:15. Even if we say the culprit ambushed Yoriko at 7 a.m., 5 minutes to run up to the tower, 5 minutes rushing up the stairs, 5 minutes rushing back, and 5 minutes to run back to the monocruise. There just wouldn't be enough time. No, he could have. If you just remove one of the steps, it all fits perfectly. Remove a step? You guys are all assuming that the stairs are the only way down. He could have slid down the rope. I mean, he already adjusted the rope length, so that would work, right? Ah, I see, that makes sense. But wasn't the rope connected to the life jacket that was also connected to Yuri's body? Yuri died at 7:30, but if he rode the rope down at the right time, he should have killed Yuri. We still have a problem. He just had to get rid of the connection with Yuri. Hajime just could have yanked the hook out of Yuri's leg while he was carrying Yoriko at the top. Ew. Not a lot of people wander outside in the morning, so Hajime was easily the first person to enter. Wouldn't everything be solved if Hajime just had put the hook back into Yuri's calf? Oh, that's right. There was another wound on Yuri's body. It must have been because of that. The wound he had was... that mysterious stab wound on Yuri's other calf. Kanade's explanation would explain that wound was created in the first place. Finally, the hook was in Yuri's right calf, but in order to save time from moving Yoriko to the top, the culprit used it as a means of transportation. In other words, the culprit took the hook out of the right calf so that he could slide down, then hooked it back into the left calf when he returned to the bell tower. After that, he met up with Shinji. All he had left to do was put his plan into action. So when he did, he waited for Sora and Yuki to arrive, then jumped down to kill Yuri. So, did he know Yuri was gonna... Did he know Yuri was going to text Yuki, which makes no sense, that he needs help? This is very silly. Hold on a second, Sora. You said that the culprit used the hanging wires to slow down his descent, right? But if he used the rope before the murder, does that mean he didn't have anything to cushion the fall? Oh right! The wires would get cut up. That would cut up Yuri would slow the culprit's descent. But if they slid down the rope without anything to slow him down, they'd be in trouble. Hey, that's a big problem. Didn't Kanade say falling from that height would at least break their arms? Nope, it's not a problem this time. I know this sounds a bit ironic coming from me, but unlike back then, we know 100% who the culprit is. The culprit? Are you talking about Hajime? Before, I said anyone could end up injuring their arms because I didn't know who the culprit was. But Hajime's a boxer. Wouldn't he be able to withstand the impact to some degree? I mean, nobody here cares about their health more than he does. And of course, the life jacket would also absorb some of the impact too, right? Doesn't that sound a bit unrealistic? Don't forget that we did set up the wire system. If he did set up the wire system, if he could withstand the impact, he wouldn't have to. In your opinion, whom among us possessed the fortitude necessary to pull off such a stunt? Well, going based on pure muscle, I'd say either Big Bro or Hajime. See, the list of potential culprits has instantly gone down to 2. I get it. The fact that the wires were set up at all was so the culprit could use it as their alibi. If there were no brakes set up, our first question would be who can endure the fall. Exactly. He also might have needed a little bit of break to lessen the pain of the fall. Whether Hajime endured the fall or not, it's an undeniable truth that he jumped from the top twice. And as such, it would all fit into place. Should we inspect Hajime's shoulders for further evidence? The culprit could have also experimented through the impact during the night. If I may interject, Yuki mentioned that he received a text from Yuri asking for assistance. But the existence of such a thing on its own is very suspicious. Why would Yuri reach out to a male if he's in his final moments as opposed to a female? Yep, she's me. Is that not odd? Yes, without a doubt. Yuki said that he was thrilled to be murdered by a woman. I doubt he would ask for help if he was happy about it. Hajime probably took Yuri's handbook to send the message. Okay, that makes sense. And strengthen his alibi. That way, the person who responded to the message would run after the culprit up the stairs. Now I see why he used the syringe with those exact measurements to insert the anesthetic. It was to make sure that Yuri would wake up as soon as I arrived at the tower. So, Hajime was really planning this murder that far ahead? Hey, why are you all so confident that Hajime's the killer? So the culprit not only set the wires to cushion the fall, but to confuse us and establish an alibi. Then he used the rope to get back down to the ground floor. I'd say the theory checks out. But why did he put the hook in Yuri's leg and then pull it out? That could have went down the tower. He could have went down the tower with the rope first, and then put it in his leg. Is it not possible that Yoriko was actually a thorn in the culprit's plan? Thorn in the culprit's plan? Allow me to explain my reasoning. Unable to enter the monocruise in the late hours of the night, our culprit had to wait until morning to execute their plan. Therefore, it was absolutely crucial that Hajime boarded the monocruise as soon as those doors opened. They had to do so to play the role of an innocent student, after all. However, Yoriko decided to leave the monocruise right as they opened that morning. Could it be that those two had a fateful encounter? Because of Yoriko, the culprit was worried about her discovering Yuri in the bell tower. He had no choice but to ambush her and involve her in the plan. I have to agree with Mikado. Doing a jump from that height is way too much of a gamble, even for Hajime. He wouldn't have risked it unless something messed up his plans. But why did Yoriko leave so early in the morning anyways? That's still suspicious. I told you already. I wanted to get a head start on my investigation. The morale boost of the party really motivated me to work harder. But this murder has made all that morale just completely disappear. Anyways, I'm pretty sure we've talked about everything. Anything to add, Hajime? Hey, Hajime, I still believe in you. Why are you just standing there? Tell me they're wrong. I've got to admit, everything they've said so far lines up to me. I don't even know where to start. Maybe it's because you're guilty? Ever thought of that? That's enough! Don't you believe in your friends at all? You're all teaming up on me with this weak speculation bullshit. This is all bullshit. There's nothing more to say. Oh, Jesus. Oh, no! Terminate talk shooting. TTS for short is your chance to deal the final blow. The person defending themselves is going to be desperate, so they're going to throw a lot at you. I mean that in a literal sense, of course. Words are going to show up everywhere on the screen. You often navigate the grid on the screen using your arrow keys. You can only move vertically, horizontally, no diagonal. To shoot arguments, you'll need to tap... Yeah. Your goal is to shoot the orange arguments that show up on your screen. Avoid shooting normal words. Sometimes green arguments will show up. You'll need to shoot these twice to clear them. You can have a total of 6 bullets loaded at a time. Oh my god. You can see the counter in the bottom left. When you run out of ammo, use the shift key to reload. Fair warning, pressing the reload key will freeze you in place if your gun is loaded. When your opponent reaches low health, you'll be given the chance to counter them. Carefully select the correct words from each movement key and give your rebuttal. If successful, your opponent will quite literally be done for. Fuck!
What is this?
Oh my god. You run out of bullets so fast. Please?
Hurry!
Ah! Oh my god.
Go! Go!
Reloading takes so long! I can't believe how long it takes.
Get your act together!
Oh my god, you just eat shit? Oh my... this is the worst. All these minigames fucking suck.
You have to be careful.
Oh my god.
Doctor! Hurry, Doctor!
Hajime's personality. Are you fucking...
Oh my god!
Oh, and you can't reload! Oh, that's so fucked.
You have to be careful!
Boo, boo, boo.
Hajime's actions inconsistent with personality.
What is...
These minigames are super fucking hard.
I got it!
Pretty exposed, aren't you?
Hey, Hajime, are you really going to insist that you were drunk? You, Hajime Makunouchi, completely drunk? That's not like you, Hajime. You like these games enough to play a fan game, you should know. These are different! These are honestly, like, worse than the ones in the regular game. It's not like you at all, Hajime. Nobody here cares more about their health than you do, Hajime. At least they're in English. I always did think it was strange that you were drinking at the party. You did say drinking a bit was okay for your health, but you drink so much more than a bit. Yeah, the matching cards thing was easier. Scrum debate's the same. The fucking argument thing is like bullshit hard. I just can't see someone like you not being able to restrain themselves from drinking. There's little things called a mood. I'm human too, you know? I let loose sometimes. Hajime, it's about your time to cut it out. I just remembered, you're the one who wanted to invite Yuri to the party, weren't you? That's right! He wanted to invite Yuri, saying that he wasn't all that bad of a person. Yeah, no logic dive. The logic refresh was stupid, to be honest. Even then, he hadn't forgotten to talk about the importance of health. Damn it, Hajime, what the hell were you thinking? It's not me. I'm not the culprit. Fine, have it your way. Let's review the case from the start. And then you'll have no choice but to admit your crimes. Now, look at this comic. Closing argument is a selection where you'll have to resume the case step by step. You'll be given a series of images to select for each page. Your objective will be to place every single image in the chronological order of the murder. If you're having trouble, you can press the A button to analyze the given image. Doing so will give you a brief description, okay. Then when you have the right idea, press the selection key Z, right? How the hell is this gonna go?
Oh, come on.
Wait. Wait, no! I didn't want to do that! No!
You can't go back. You can't go back.
You'll never get out.
Why? That's just stupid! Are you fucking serious? That's clearly not it.
This is over. Bye.
Alright.
Learn from losing.
Okay. Culprit was... Okay.
The confusing statements don't make any sense.
Okay, so that's first. Okay. Good. We're doing good. Culprit used an anesthetic on the kidnapped Yuri. Culprit took Yuri to the bell tower. The fact that she couldn't remember that it was him is kind of bullshit, isn't it? Like, I'm pretty sure you would remember. the anesthetic. And then this. Wrong? Oh, I see. There we go. What's next? Repair the rope length, wire, and other necessary things. Confused by her appearance. Okay, so first prepare, then go back, then Yorko, and then this. This could go a lot of ways, though. Okay, cool. Then we got the culprit. No, that's not first. This is just very silly. Culprit attacks Yorko and uses the anesthetic. Before moving Yorko to the top of the bell tower, the hook and rope were readjusted. Okay, so it's gotta be that, and then Pangy. Okay. Ah! I fucked up! Oh, one of them? We don't need one of them. Okay, hold on. The culprit returns to the mono...
Oh my goodness!
So I think that's first, and then we meet up with him, and then he leaves, and then he texts, and then he... Shit, wait! Yeah, I didn't think so. So wait, there's only 4 here. Then he texts, and then he confirms. Yeah? What? I'm contemplating P. Hold on.
Bye-bye! Not bad, right?
Okay.
Not bad, right?
Not bad, right? So, okay, maybe it's... Meet up with Shinji, leave Shinji, do that, and then text. Oh. So we get that one again. So wait a minute. Didn't Hajime agree to guard the body? Like, he was the one that volunteered to, like, be the lookout? Hey, dear. Yeah, we went and did the whole class trial, Eater. You have to catch the VOD. You're about to see the conclusion. We disengaged. Right. So I'm pretty sure that's gotta be first, right? Okay, so first he gets the text, then that. Two of these basically say the same thing. No? What? Oh, are you fucking kidding me? You literally gave me two things that said the same thing and said choose.
It cannot be!
Well, Etir, you're about to get the Cliff Notes version of this entire trial by watching the comic. It was a meh trial. It was only meh because we already knew everything going into it. Like, we basically called all the gags. Oh, you liked the Kuseimon Go thing, Etir? Is that what you're talking about? So this is where Okay, do we just not use that one? What am I not getting here? Yugi receives a message from the handbook. Culprit confirmed. That is dumb. I'm sorry, that one was so dumb. They found the body. Yuri gets pulled up. Cut it. And that happens. Okay. Last one. So they just found the body. That one's not a part of it. Okay, so he runs back. Wait, what was this again? So is that first, or is the running first? It's probably that, and then that. And then that, and then that. Yay! Alright, we got it, we got it. Alright, E-tier, look at this. It all began when Yuri started saying all that weird stuff about wanting to die for a single woman. He knew we were all getting desperate, so he offered any girl the chance to kill him and escape. Unfortunately, his words caught the attention of the culprit. If Yuri had been killed, everyone would suspect a woman of being the culprit. The culprit used this to their advantage in the murder. However, Yuri had locked himself away and would only answer to women. Setsuka decided she wanted to host a surprise party to get everyone to cheer up. Our culprit saw this party as a critical part of his plan. After involving himself with the party, he was able to convince everyone else to invite Yuri. While preparing the party, our culprit mixed up some of the drinks with alcohol. This was to make sure people would get drunk. It wasn't too long after that the party started. Yuri, a man who was fond of wine, had become completely drunk. Well, that wasn't drunk. What? Isn't he underage? Both our culprit and the victim drank late into the night until they had to return to the monocruise. Once the party reached its end, the culprit helped Yuri and slipped away from the others. As a result, both the culprit and the victim were left all alone at night outside the monocruise. Once separated, the culprit took our victim directly to the bell tower. Since all this took place at night, there was no witnesses or interruptions that could affect them. Yuri was already passed out from being drunk, but to be extra sure, our culprit injected him. He used a syringe to inject him with a liquid anesthetic that would keep him out for a long time. Since our killer had plenty of time until morning, He took some time to practice his method. It was during the practice that he made sure all of his measurements were perfect. Once finished, he had to wait outside until the morning. Once the morning announcement went off, our culprit was going to enter the monocruise. However, as soon as the doors opened, Yoriko stepped out of the monocruise. If she had gone to the bell tower, this whole case would be ruined for the culprit. The culprit had no choice but to inject her with the remaining anesthetic and moved her to the tower. Although the decision was made in a moment, it actually ended up driving suspicion away from him. During this time, the killer was becoming late for his morning jog with Shinji, so he had to hurry. So he removed the hook from Yuri's right calf while moving Yoriko. Going up and down the stairs would take far too much time, so our culprit used the rope as a means of transportation. With Yoriko in two, the culprit rushed to the top of the bell tower. With the hook detached, our culprit quickly jumped off the tower using his fulcrum method. Normally, they would injure themselves without the weight of Yuri and wires to slow him down. But he decided to take a risk and put his faith in his fitness and health. That is so... Thankfully for our culprit, his talent was perfect for something like this. That was in tow, I see. The killer, who had shortened his travel time, joined Shinji in the monocruise. During the jog, our culprit made an excuse to depart from Shinji for a moment. Returning to the bell tower, our culprit rearranged the hook placement. He couldn't reuse the right calf as it had been really torn up, so he inserted it into the left calf. This is the reason he had wounds on both of his calves. Once everything was ready, the culprit used Yuri's handbook to send a distress message to Yuki. As Yuki received the distress message, our culprit quickly made their way up to the bell tower. Once the culprit heard that we were there, and Yuri had woken up, he jumped off the bell tower once again, this time actually doing it for the murder. Yuri, who was connected to the life jacket via the hooks, was sent flying into the air. As Yuri flew up, he was cut by several sharp wires that had been set up by the culprit. The culprit, now safely on the ground, cut the rope, and Yuri was sent falling downwards to finish him off. Since there was nothing to slow his fall, it was without a doubt that the true reason of death was the fall. Yuri, who we had just seen a moment earlier, was alive and was now a bloody mess on the ground. This is the truth of Yuri's death, as Yuki and I had witnessed it. Once we saw the gruesome sight, we decided to rush up the stairs, hoping to find the culprit. While we did that, the culprit quickly disposed of the life jacket and was headed to the monocruise. Doing so would give him an alibi when the body discovery announcement went off. Fortunately for him and his fitness, he was able to make it back in time. Right after the body discovery announcement, the killer made his way to the bell tower with everyone. Doing so, he was reacting innocently, and with everyone. However, this was all an act. In truth, he had been the one to kill Yuri Kagarin. That killer is without a doubt Hajime Makunouchi, the ultimate boxer. Well, it's over. It's over, Hajime. You are the culprit.
This is over. Bye.
Guess I can't argue back to that, huh? Does that mean... Can't deny it, they got it all right. I'm sorry, Shinji. I'm the culprit. Ah!
Yeah!
Thank you! Let's reinvestigate the hostess. I think she did it. No. Mars. Mars, enough. Oh, have we reached a conclusion? That wasn't as interesting as I thought it would be. Are you ready to see if your answer was right or wrong? A fair warning, you only get one chance. I'm going to assume I gave you all enough time. I will proceed to the voting. Now, everyone, please select who you think the killer is with the switch in front of you. Will the answer be correct or incorrect? What will be the outcome? We did it!
Cool.
Your answer is correct. The one who killed Yuri Kagarin was Hajime Makunouchi. Congrats on getting the correct answer. Hajime, how could you? I'm sorry. What do you mean, sorry? You're the culprit. You murdered Yuri, and all you have to say for yourself is, I'm sorry? Why? Hajime, why did you do this? Why would you, of all people, kill someone? Please answer, Hajime. Why'd you kill Yuri? I can't tell you. You can't tell us? You guys wouldn't understand it at all. You'd all probably hate me even more if I told you. Are you serious? We had to go through all this because of you. We do all this and you don't even give us a straight answer? Well, to be honest, you weren't very helpful, sis. Hajime, please tell us. We just want to know. Did you forget about the rules of the class trial? The rules? If the Blacken's identity is revealed during the trial, they will be punished. Hey, Hajime. You're about to be killed now. Do you realize that? Indeed, those are the cruel rules of the class trial. If the Blackened is identified during the class trial, they alone will be punished. Since Monocro confirmed our answer, Hajime is without a doubt the Blackened. Ha! Right, Bubble One? If you're also a Drag Race person. And because of that, Hajime's fate is sealed. His death is inevitable. She's right, Hajime. I don't hate you, I just want to know why. Was it because you wanted to escape? It's the same for all of us. We all have friends and family waiting for us out there. We all had the willpower to hold in our desire to escape. That's why I refuse to believe Hajime murdered Yuri just to escape this island. His willpower was the strongest of all of us. Yuki's right. There has to be another reason to this. Hajime, tell us what it was. If you don't, I really don't know if I'll be able to move forward from this. I'm sorry, I still can't tell you. Hajime! But you're right, I didn't kill Yuri just to get off the island. I had to kill someone, so I did. My decision didn't have a process. The only thing left is the outcome. Whatever my true reason was, I killed Yuri. I'm not trying to make any excuses here. I just want to die the way I am, right now, a murderer. Hajime!
Oi, oi.
Die? Don't jump to conclusions, that's not decided yet, there's gotta be another way! What are you talking about? There are no exceptions to the execution rule. Are you just going to turn to escapism now? No, Hold on a second, Hajime. Did you say you wanted to die as a murderer? What are you getting at, Kokoro? That's not what you really mean. Not at all. What are you saying? You can't deceive me, Hajime. Your emotion in the words you spoke just now, you're hiding something. Kokoro, what's the matter? I know what Hajime's saying sounds stoic, but Hajime's current thoughts, however, suggest he knows he isn't going to die at all. What do you mean, Kokoro? Are you reading his thoughts or something? I know your psychological abilities are real, Kokoro, but are you sure Hajime's thinking that? I cannot read his exact emotions because of the sunglasses covering his eyes, but I can still tell that there was an abnormal reason for this murder. What was it? I have no idea what you're talking about. I just was prepared to die. I have nothing more to say. Monocro, just start your stupid punishment. Hajime, you can tell them. What? You can tell them the truth. I know you're worried about the consequences. However, I assure you, you may speak freely. Besides, I doubt we can hide this from Kokoro any longer. So, is this gonna be that the person being blackmailed and the mastermind are both revealed in the first chapter? Because that's wild. Hey, shut the hell up! Stop bothering him! This has nothing to do with you! Mikado, you sure it's okay? Huh? Yes, I'm sure. While we can't tell them everything, you may give your motive for the murder. I'll handle the aftermath of this reveal. Do as you please, Hajime. Why? Hajime and Mikado are talking like this. Well, if you say so. Nothing's ever gone wrong listening to you before. Hajime, what's going on here? After finishing that sentence, Hajime took a deep breath. So you want to know why I committed murder, huh? The answer's simple, because my mission was to commit murder. His eye full of madness, his mouth letting out a twisted tone. The Hajime we knew was gone, and in his place was a Hajime we had never seen before.
I've been waiting for this!
What are you talking about, Hajime? You're acting really strange! What's so strange? You all wanted to know why I did it, right? Well, that's exactly why I did it. It was my mission to kill someone. I don't understand what you're saying, and you're starting to look different. Sorry for keeping quiet. Since Mikado told me it's okay, I think it's time I said it out loud to all of you. Say what out loud? I'm sure this will be quite difficult to take in, but I must reveal that Hajime is in fact a proud member of Void. Void? What's that? That's the name of the organization Mikado said he was a part of. He mentioned it for a brief moment back when it was on the first night of this island. Oh? But didn't he just make that up for his fake hero persona? Sounds like that wasn't the case. That's right, I'm working with Mikado, the mastermind behind this whole killing game. What? You're shitting me! This has to be a lie! It is no lie. The fact perfectly explains Hajime's strange behavior. It was all planned out from the start. Then everything he did, everything we know him for, it was all an act? Told you, didn't I? If I told you why I killed, you'd hate me all even more. I was trying to be a nice guy by quickly getting myself off stage. This didn't need to happen. Hajime, were you really on the mastermind side this whole time? That's right. I was on the mastermind side from the very beginning. I've been working for Mikado for a long time before I came to this island. Mars, have a great night in your delusion. That's... The world-famous boxing star, Hajime Makunouchi. Working with a huge criminal organization? Yeah, agreed, Spectro. Damn, normally this would be an amazing headline, but I'm in shock. Quirt? I think you might have messed that up a little. What the hell do you mean? Why was it your mission to kill someone? It's very likely that they coordinated this event in advance. You must kill someone to escape the island. That's easier said than done. It was very likely that this killing game would reach a deadlock. Your job was to break the deadlock and commit the first murder, correct? We did indeed plan everything in advance. I would have been so amazingly happy had someone besides Hajime murdered, but the harsh truth, however, was that life isn't that cooperative. That conversation at the diner yesterday, do you remember when Yuri said that the motives here were weak? Back then, Mikado said something about how a murder would occur because the killing game was structured so that someone would kill. Then this is what he meant? Hajime was working for the mastermind as he hid amongst ourselves? So that if murder didn't occur, he would come out and do it himself? Well, you know. Since we've crossed this threshold, I might as well stab the dagger of despair even deeper into these fresh wounds. Allow me to reveal one last painful truth to all of you. Hajime and myself are not the only members of Void. What? Myself included, Void consists of a total of 5 members. Oh. So there's other people. I wonder if, the people that... No, chatting is good, Steven. As long as you're not trying to tell me some whack-ass random joke about ovens, I think you're good. Think of the first, Scrum debates. The people that were on the side with Mikado. It makes you wonder. It makes you wonder if anybody would have said incriminating statements about Hajime during this trial if they were a member. Like,
The confusing statements don't make any sense.
Yoriko, for an example. Why did he not kill her if he was a bad guy the whole time? E tier. Yeah, that really makes you think. And all 5 of them are right here in this courtroom at this very moment. I think Mikado, Hajime, the 2 twins, and I'd have to think about the last one. The twins totally fit the bill, though. Do you comprehend what this means? That means... It's the Goose Game, exactly. There's more of us besides Hajime that are working for you right now? No way. Who are they? You can see it being just one of the twins? Oh, so Kanade. As you may have expected, I cannot reveal such information. However, I can assure you that the late Yuri Kagarin was not a member of Void. But it really is disappointing, you know? Had Yuri lived longer, the school trip would have been even more interesting. Had no choice. It was to create a conflict of men versus women. for the exact reproduction. Killing Yuri was the only way to do that. Him dying as a fact alone would be enough. What is he talking about? As expected, it stirred up theories of women being the culprit. Hajime, tell me that's the sole reason you killed Yuri. Don't tell me that. Listening, Shinji, my mission was to kill someone. All I had to do was choose who. Of course, I had to come up with the whole murder plan and everything else, too. It was a lot of work, and it was a lot of weight on, to hold on my shoulders. I tried my best to win, I really did. But I just couldn't beat the combined minds of 15 people. Besides, it would have been a whole new problem had I really won anyways. You bastard! Big bro, come on, no violence. Unable to repress his anger, Shinji lunged towards Hajime, but Hajime completely overpowered him and took him out in a single punch.
Oh my.
You fucking nuts? Who are you to challenge the ultimate boxer? Hajime Makunochi! Even if you are about to depart, violating the rules is unacceptable! You know what I don't get? Why would these people in Void be a part of the killing game? It doesn't really make sense. Doesn't really matter. My job here is done. Shinji? Oh, he could be one. He's out cold. What? Hajime, why did you hit Big Bro with your full strength? We've been together for a week now. I thought you saw us all as friends. Oh, Yuki, clearly you were not listening. Oh! Yuki's gotta be the other one! Yeah, Yuki's one of them, for sure. That's why Hajime chose Yuki to text as Yuri. Yuki's one of them. For sure. I'm making the chapter 1 prediction right now. Yuki is one of the Void people, and it's gonna be a big point of contention later, but like, sorry, we already knew since chapter 1.
Wow, it's so much fun!
Just knowing what we know about it from the last game is mainly why I'm doing this, but yeah. Did everything that happened this week mean nothing to you? Well, it was enjoyable to an extent. At one point, I really did feel like I'd made some friends. But why? Why did you bring us here to make us kill each other? The whole party committee could honestly be it, right? Hajime, Setsuka, Yoriko, Kato, Yuki. Wait. Yoriko, Setsuka, Hajime, Yuki, Mikado, and then Sora was also there. But Sora's not in on it. We don't think. So the other 5 could be it. There was a lot of grouping during this, so it's hard to say. My mind-reading abilities aren't that perfect. Besides, I can't just use them whenever I want. I can only tell the general emotional state that a person is in, as well as the mood they're in, not their exact thoughts. I can't just simply understand why he sided with Mikado. But what I can tell is, everything Hajime just said has been true. Anyway, sorry for tricking you guys, but I couldn't help it. I can't live on without this plan working. You can't live on? What do you mean? Sorry to interrupt. I just feel like everything changes when the spotlight is on Void. I feel like becoming nothing but a useless bird, thrown aside as a side character. I have my role to both teach and to judge. I believe it's time I did my job now. Ah yes, you're right. It seems I was a bit hasty in giving my surprise announcement. Well then, let's begin, Monocro. Show us the grand finale of this class trial. Very well. Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment. For this case's killer, Hajime Makunouchi. Don't you think we've done enough, Mikado? We don't have to go this far. I don't need a punishment. Just tell me the way out and I'll be waiting for you there. I beg your pardon, I don't understand. You lost the trial, did you not? And because you lost, you're being executed. Whoa, what's going on here? Aren't I supposed to just leave? You're not gonna kill for real, right? Oh yes, I will be killing you for real. What? Forgive me, Hajime. Not even I can bend the rules of this game. Are you not aware that the Void are participating as students in this school trip? Surely, you haven't forgotten that the correctly identified Blacken must face execution. Hey, you better stop with this shitty joke of your... You're not being serious right now, right? Well then, shall we begin? I get it, so they weren't told the full story, that's why they're participating. Oh, I get it, this is just an act, right? You're just pretending to kill me.
This is goodbye, love.
Farewell, Hajime, I shall never forget you. Oh, and by the by, no need to cower in fear like that. Perhaps if our plan succeeds, some sort of heavenly luck might revive you someday. You son of a bitch! You really think the other three are gonna let you do this? I'll expose everything right fucking now. It's punishment
Allow me to cut
time!
through those words!
Okay.
I've been waiting for this.
Consider me intrigued. Consider me intrigued. What is this? Oh my. Uh-oh. They are always so nasty. Poor Hajime. You should have realized. No matter what happens, the Void have no choice but to obey me without question. That toy is not vegan, thank you, Thomas. Adios, Hajime! Thank you for the entertainment! What was that? Is this real? Although he had sided with the mastermind and killed Yuri, the person who was alive and breathing just a moment ago had completely perished. As we watched the whole scene unfold, none of us were able to say a word. The death mixed with the influx of information dropped on us. It was too much. Hey. Oh, have you finally awakened? Oh, I forgot about this guy. Just now. I felt like some interesting stuff was going on. Anyways, so basically what you said was, there are 5 masterminds here, including yourself. And you guys, the Void, are making us do all this to overcome, to achieve some kind of purpose. That would be correct. And you just betrayed your ally. Like the boxer said, I don't think the other three are just gonna let this happen. Siobai, correct me if I'm wrong, but is it not your creed to stay out of affairs of others, lest it benefits you directly? Well, I'm curious. Satisfying my curiosity would benefit me directly, would it not? From the day you revealed yourself as the mastermind, I still haven't figured you out. I question how perfect your plan will go despite all those extra reveals. Our business is none of your concern. This applies to the remaining members of Void as well. I can tell that you all might be a little confounded at my actions today. But as we reach the conclusion of this trial, I ask that you think things over in your rooms. Whether or not this was the act of mere betrayal or a sacrifice for the greater good. After finishing his sentence, Mikado disappeared into the flames. The fuck? With Siobai as the exception, the rest of us stood in the courtroom not knowing what to do. Is it over? Well, I'll be heading out. Now, everyone, let's head back to the monocruise. Yes, I know this is hard. Even I'm struggling to keep myself together right now. But we need to move on. Let's just go. We'll go back and think. Right. We should probably bring Shinji to the infirmary. Ah, right. Hibiki, Kanade, mind helping me out? Don't touch me. What? Stay away from me. There's 3 voids in the room right now. The only person I can trust now is Kanade. So stay away from me. What are you talking about? What's more important is... Oh, sis, calm down and think first. Shut up, and don't you dare interrupt your big sister when she's talking. I'm sorry. Please don't be mad at me. Hey, what about you, big sis? What if you two are members of Void? That's not true. Well, that's easy to say. Sorry, but as a journalist, I suspect everyone. Oh yeah? Well, what about you? Any evidence that you aren't a member of Void? Who knows? Maybe you worked with Hajime to intentionally muddle up the case. It makes sense to work with your fellow members of Void, right? What? What did you just say? Everyone calm down. What's going on here? We can't be going at each other's throats like this. But if what Mikado and Hajime were saying is true, it'll be hard to trust anyone now. Sorry, but carry Shinji by yourselves. If you're going to be like this, I can't trust any of you. Hey, why are you all... It's no use, Setsuka. Maybe this was just meant to be. When this all began, we were afraid that somebody would kill us. That fact alone caused distrust among us, but now, we know that there are multiple masterminds hiding among us. I don't think things will ever be like they were before. What are you saying, Yuki? Sure, Hajime and Yuri are dead, and there are multiple masterminds among us. But so what? You really think we should just give up and start killing each other? That's even more ridiculous. Sorry, what I said might have been a little over the top. However, at least for now, no one's in their right state of mind. If only Big Bro would wake up. Everyone's losing their minds. Iroha, what about you? Setsuka. Sora. Let's go. We should take Shinji to the infirmary. Right. Okay. The dramatic scene was like a perfect summary of how an infectious disease becomes a pandemic. Some of our bonds were already unstable from the start. This class trial just made sure we all refused to trust one another. Even Setsuka, who was trying to encourage everyone, deep behind her words, could lie some form of distrust in us. Our lives together will never be the same thanks to this class trial. All that was left was the impact of a small seed, a seed named Void that Mikado left behind. After carrying Shinji to the infirmary, I silently left the monocruise. Some time had passed and nighttime arrived, and the chaos still remained in the monocruise. A chaos where you can't trust anyone, a chaos where your only ally is yourself. The distrust that we were currently feeling could easily lead to murder. Is there anything I can do? In my current state of affairs, all I can do is just watch as the chaos unfolds. To avoid being lost amongst the turmoil, I strolled along the night seashore in silence. Who am I? Who am I to have to go through all this at at this place? If anyone out there knows the answer, please tell me. What was that sound just now? Through the sound of the wind and the waves of the night sea, I heard a man's voice. Ignoring my anxiety from hearing the sudden voice, I approached the origin of the sound. At that place? Oh, it's Stupid Idiot Chan. Ray. It's him? Gag! Wait, how many are here right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and they just added a 16! Wow. Oh boy. Well, luckily he's banned. Calling it now, the next trial is gonna be a non-Void member that kills. Because of suspicion or some shit. Wow! So... I have to admit, it does change the dynamic a lot. It's us versus them, and you have no idea who's on whose side. I kind of like that. I feel like Danganronpa 1, Danganronpa Another 1, and Another 2 are both making themselves unique compared to the main entries, and that's so cool. You don't know who to trust. Yeah, initially I'm gonna say, I mean, Yuki... So, okay, Yuki could go one of two ways. Yuki, it's either he's good and something happens to him at the end of the game that makes him freaky, like in Danganronpa Another 1, or he's bad the whole time because he's always been in on it. I'm leaning towards that, but both are possible. I would say at least one of the twins, probably Kanade, is in Void. And the other one that I'm majorly not trusting is... There are so many, it could be. Do we sus Siobai? He broke the rules immediately, though, so you think that wouldn't have happened if he already knew them going into the game. I think we trust Shinji. We don't know why we have amnesia. I would love to trust Setsuka and, Yoruko, but I don't know. Psychology-chan, I love her, but I'm scared she's not gonna live through the game. Yeah, I'm all over the place with this. But you know what? I am really glad that we played this tonight, because we're getting back into it and realizing that this is actually a very interesting game. Like, we knew based on the last... Because we did, what, 2 episodes of this earlier, but... That ramped up. Like, I'm very much looking forward to playing more. Anyway, guys, here I am streaming 9 hours. Listen. We are not gonna be live. We are not gonna be live, tomorrow? I don't think we're gonna be live tomorrow. It depends on Kevin's schedule. If Kevin's working at night... No, he's not. So yeah. Tomorrow I'm taking the day off. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. For some more Fire Emblem Engage. It was a lot of fun.
Bye-bye now.
Indeed. Bye-bye now. I'll see you guys later. Yeah, we're not raiding. Or is Big Chillin'. Anyways, have a good night, everybody. I'll see you Tuesday. Good luck with the start to your work week.